We all kind of thought Cyberpunk 2077 was done after the massive Update 2.0 overhaul. We got Phantom Liberty. Word on the street was that CDPR was moving on to The Witcher 4. And then, somewhere out of left field, we get Update 2.2. Welcome to the channel. This is LtBuzzLitebeer, and we got so many new features added to the game with yesterday's update. I just had to circle back around and break them all down for you. Plus, the community has just discovered a secret quest quietly added in with Update 2.2. So, in case you're new here, I do plan on adding a lot more Cyberpunk and in general RPG coverage here to the channel. And if that sounds good to you, please take a moment to hit subscribe and ring that notification bell to receive my latest upload alerts. And here comes 2.2, known as the Express Yourself update for Cyberpunk. Okay, so first things first, I can't tell you how surprised I was to see Virtuous represented in yesterday's dev red stream broadcast. And instantly, that name Virtuous was just setting off alarm bells in my mind because it was rumored that they were working on the Oblivion remake. But probably even more interesting than that is how CDPR seems to have handed over this update responsibility to Virtuous, a well-known but unaffiliated outside studio, to kind of spearhead the work put into Update 2.2, and they may not be done yet with Cyberpunk, at least not yet, and more on that in a bit. As I mentioned in the intro, 2.2 is being dubbed the Express Yourself update, and under the watchful eye of CDPR, Virtuous has gone in and added a ton of community-desired features, which many were already existing mods, but they started off with two new updates to cars, including the expansion of Rayfield's Crystal Coat tech and Twintone scanning. Now, Crystal Coat was always specific to Rayfield models, but now it has been expanded to Herrera, Quadra, Mizutani, and Villefort vehicles, and this is literally a game changer. As soon as I heard the devs talk about how Crystal Coat had been greatly expanded, I instantly thought about the NCPD and how we could use this to lower our heat levels and just completely slip away from the cops. And the answer was indeed confirmed on stream when they showed V in combat just kind of blasting away, and then they jumped into their parked car and instantly changed the paint job, which confuses the NCPD tracking, creating a profile mismatch. Now, again, if you get too close to the cops after that and they get a good look at your face, they will start to go after you again, but being able to swap paint and confuse their pursuit is a huge game changer, and it's now available on so many new models. Equally awesome is the new Twintone paint job database system. That's what the devs called it. They called it a database that allows you to scan any vehicle, and it gives you the storage capacity for 10 generic and 5 unique paint schemes to save to your vehicles. This is Kuroshi tech, and it creates almost like a collecting game within the game as you explore around the city looking for the hottest new paint jobs. Now, as you drive around and maybe you see an incredible paint job and you want it for yourself, just scan the vehicle and save it, and it's there forever, or at least until you decide to replace it, which you can. One of the Cyberpunk community's most requested items was just more vehicle selection. We would be able to see a car that we really wanted for ourselves, but there was no official way of purchasing them so we could keep them permanently. So, Virtuous has now gone in and added 10 highly requested new models to the game, 8 for the base game and 2 that are Phantom Liberty specific. Here they are. There's 2 Mizutani models here. You've got the Xi'an MZ1 and the Xi'an Targa MZT. I personally love that vehicle. 2 Thornton models, the Galena GA32T and the Colby CST40. The Archer Quartz ECL R275. 2 Quadra-type Dell 66s here. You've got the 640TS and the 680TS. The Mahir Supron FS3T. The Villefort De Leon V410S Coupe. That's for the Phantom Liberty DLC only, and the Mizutani Hozuki MHT as well. Now on to what everyone has been requesting, more Johnny Silverhand, and it looks like Virtuous have installed the passenger mod from Nexus Mods permanently now into the game. So now we have, I believe it was a 25% chance to have Johnny spawn in around us while driving. The dev said he may ride shotguns, sometimes he might be in the back seat, and he's going to, of course, chime in with some cheeky comments, especially if you crash or maybe just stare at him a bit too long. Now, just in case you were interested, Johnny hits the road once you enter combat. Having the iconic face of Cyberpunk spawn in more frequently just adds so much more immersion to a game that is already oozing immersion. But apparently CDPR wanted to add in even more, and I, for one, am not complaining. The next two changes is where Virtuous seems to have gone just absolutely mental, and both have to do with even more player customization. So let's start off with the new character customization options, and just listen to the amount of changes they added in. 32 new eye colors, 18 lip makeup types, 17 nail colors, 10 cheek makeup types, 16 eye makeups, 4 face scars, 5 eyebrow shapes, 4 face tattoos, 2 body tattoos, and 8 cosmetic face cyberware options. In total, it sounds like Cyberpunk just added in another almost 50% more customization options for our characters, which is crazy to think about for a game we thought was over with updates, right? But here it all is. Now, for me personally, I spend about 30 seconds in the character creation screen, and for someone like me, they've gone in and completely revamped the randomizer feature as well. See, now we have the slider from 1 to 10. I mean, 1 is plain and 10 is over the top punk, and from there we can start just hitting the randomizer button. The cool feature is that when we see, say, a wild new scar or cyberware, we can then lock that feature so it won't change the next time we hit the randomizer, and you can essentially just re-roll and re-roll your look. Oh, hey, I really like this new tattoo. Lock it in, re-roll until you find that perfect combination. And speaking of the perfect look, photo mode has also been completely overhauled and upgraded. Now, in the past, the camera was mostly fixed on V, it had a very limited range and all sorts of collision issues. Well, all that's now gone. Now the camera is a drone instead of kind of confined within a sphere, so we can get further away and at some very interesting angles and perspectives. You can also toggle collisions on and off in case you want to get in behind objects. You can spawn in up to 3 additional NPCs where you can adjust their expressions and poses. And there's even a new lighting tab, so you can add up to 3 lights, depth of field fixes, and an effect intensity slider. Photo mode is probably where CDPR and Virtuous did the most cooking with Update 2.2 because they also took it a step further by adding in smart frames by Kuroshi. You see, all your apartments have already been upgraded as part of this update, so here's how this works. You now have a new photo gallery tab where you can see all these custom photos you've taken. Just walk up to one of these smart frames and you can access your gallery, select a photo you want to see on your wall, zoom and pan around a bit to get it exactly where you want, and then apply it to the frame for a truly customized and unique look to your quarters. Okay, so overall, there's the 4 major change points, and leave me a comment and let me know what you think of the changes contained in Update 2.2. But I also did want to mention that there were Quest and open world improvements, Phantom Liberty specific fixes, gameplay changes, miscellaneous fixes, and PC specific improvements thrown in there as well. And I might be starting to sound like a broken record here, but this was overall amazing to see. Just like, hey, we've got another update for you that you were completely not expecting, and check out everything we've been doing to the game you thought we were done updating. And from what the dev said during the live stream, again, they might not be done with this partnership between CDPR and Virtuous and future updates, because there were hints that they might have 1 or more things in the works. So hit subscribe to the channel to keep up to date on all of it once it's announced. Now over to the secret quest that was apparently installed with Update 2.2, and the community has just now discovered and is taking to social media about it. Upfront and honest with you, I wanted to let you know, no spoilers here. I'm going to let you figure it out for yourselves. Don't worry, but I did want to let you know, post-update, you're going to get a message from Jim B asking you to track down rogue jokers throughout Night City. This is basically a collect-a-thon in partnership with Balatro, with some unique cosmetics to be had once you complete all the objectives. And also, as the new secrets are discovered, expect those to appear in future Cyberpunk content, again, here on the channel. All right, that's going to wrap it up for today. I need to go track down those jokers. Remember to hit subscribe and ring that notifications bell to receive my latest upload alerts. All my socials, including links to all of today's sources, can be found down in the video description. The channel is well past the 248,000 subscriber mark, with our end goal by the end of the year, hopefully, being 250,000. If you haven't done so already, please take a moment to hit subscribe. It's free. It really helps out the channel. It helps promote it throughout YouTube. And we'd love to have you along the ride as we make that push up to 250. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer signing off.